of donuts you like on a weekend versus the kind of donuts I like on a weekend. You can't be an auto nut and not feel your heart thump at the sound of screeching tires, smell of burning rubber and sight of sliding cars. While it all looks cool and thrilling, there's a lot of practice and discipline that goes into mastering the art of drifting. And it all starts with learning how to do donuts. And that is what brings me to the Raymond Ground in Thane over a weekend of the Festival of Speed organized by Bad Boy Drifts in collaboration with B&D Motorsports. Ingredients for a perfect donut: lots of empty space, tires for when the ones which are given to you are completely shredded, a cone, and of course the most important one would be a perfect rear-wheel drive drift car. Now let's check out what car I will be driving. This is a 20-year-old heavily modified Mercedes-Benz W203 C200 with a 2-litre 4-cylinder M111 supercharged petrol engine with power bumped up to 180 horsepower. It's a 6-speed manual gearbox and has a stock clutch pedal. The car has been stripped of cabin material that isn't needed, including the boot lid, rear windows and doors. This purpose-built drift car is more than capable of handling my rookie mistakes, is what I'm told.
Let's go. I'll just show you how to initiate the drift.
Okay.
And at what point do you need to initiate the drift? Okay. So we'll just go circles first to know the cones.
Okay.
You just need to press the clutch. Okay. Initiate the drift. And just control it. You see, if I'm going too wide, you have to initiate it and then hold on to it. So it's your turn. Are you ready?
Oh my god, I hope I'm ready. I'm not sure. For starters, I must say I'm good with understanding the theory of how to let go of the clutch, go flat out on the throttle to let the rear slide out, and let go of the steering wheel to let it counter steer. Keep steady pressure on the throttle to hold the donut. But applying what you're told is far more difficult, as you can imagine. And given I'm usually a super careful driver on public roads, the idea of flooring the throttle completely just wasn't sitting well with me. This skill requires a lot of practice, and with the 15 minutes I had with the car, I slowly started gaining confidence in my machine and managed to slide the rear out a few times before it was time to hand the car to someone else. You see, Mudit Grover, who holds the national record for the longest drift of 19 minutes and 20 seconds in a drift spec W203 C-Class, runs Bad Boy Drifts that's offering enthusiasts an affordable gateway to the drifting world. Through 2 training programs, you can learn the basics of how to hold drifts and later slide through high, medium and low speed transitions. While Mudit had lost his voice while trying to stay audible over the loud exhaust sounds of the drift cars at the Festival of Speed over the weekend, I caught up with Vikas Tanwar, a professional drifter and instructor at Bad Boy Drifts, to know a bit more about the drifting culture. I've had a lot of fun today. It's been tough for me to get a hang of how to do donuts, but I'm sure if I give it a little more time, I would be able to manage something.
Yes, it takes time because you have to understand how the car behaves. It's very difficult to let go of the, go on that kind of throttle because you're not used to that kind of throttle, right?
Exactly.
So you have to like really push the throttle and then modulate.
Right.
So generally you're not used to over throttling, right? You drive slow in the city, so it's completely opposite of what you do.
I'm more of a careful driver.
Yeah.
I see the drifting culture has built up a lot. I see a lot of Instagram reels where people are doing funky or drifts in donuts and stuff like that. So when has this culture picked up and how big is it today?
I would say last 2-3 years it started. So Bad Boy Drifts like a 1.5 years old now, and we started doing our own trainings. Mudit went somewhere else, I went somewhere else. We did the training, and then you learned it. And here you had to build cars, so we found cars like these. These are old C200. This one is a W203, which is a 2004 model, right? So and these are manual. So being manual helps you drift better. And we modified these cars. So like the differential is welded. We have got a shortened pulley. We have reduced the weight. A lot of things that we have done so to make it more powerful and to be able to drift.
Actually, that was my next question, that why a car which is 20 years old, what makes this Mercedes a perfect
manual
one? That's it?
We wanted a manual. So now we have another car which is E46, which was automatic.
Yeah.
We had to get the gearbox from Dubai, entire manual. We got it to convert it to manual. That's a very expensive affair. Car is expensive. And getting every stuff here, then aligning it. Right now, these were the easiest to find.
Right.
Only manual rear wheel drive is available. Right. We were lucky that about till 2008 these manuals were sold. After that, it all went all automatic. So finding these manuals. We searched on internet, whatever cars we could find, good condition, bad condition. Just we took 4-5 cars, developed them, and now see what they're doing.
Okay. And for a beginner session, how much of the tires do we end up shredding?
A lot of tires. That's why we put water so that we eat less tires. We would have burnt about 20 sets yesterday.
Oh,
and yeah, so the tires are something that you have to keep. So we buy old tires because we anyway have to burn, shred them. So we arrange for a lot of old tires, buy them, and we have a tire machine there waiting here so that people don't have to wait.
Right. And tell me a bit about the packages that Bad Boy Drifts is offering.
So we are doing 2 packages. One is Rookie, one is Semi-Pro. So Rookie is only about donuts, figure of 8, initiating in the drift, controlling the drift, angles, right? And direction changes when we are doing figure of 8.
Right.
And then Semi-Pro, apart from the Rookie, has track. So wherein we make a layout of track, and we try and train people to go sideways on the entire track in drift competitions worldwide. So they have to try and maintain and change angles, high speed drifting, slow initiation, high speed into slow speed, those kind of initiations. So that comes part of the Semi-Pro.
Okay. And finally, of course, safety is of utmost importance, and we tell all our viewers to be safe, which is why we see that this is a controlled environment and you have trained professionals teaching. Do tell our audience why it's very important to do this in safe spaces.
See, normally people find it to be very thrilling, right? And I've seen people who would learn here and then try it on the road, which I say is completely not, you should not do that.
Yeah.
Because here is the control environment. You go wrong, you only hit cones and tires, right?
Yeah.
But there you might damage the car, do a lot of things. And safety becomes more important because in these kind of cars, you end up hitting the car a lot. You end up pushing the car a lot.
Yeah.
So it becomes a little unsafe. So a safe environment for any motorsports is required. So like autocross is happening. It's on a fixed track. You should not take these lessons or learnings to the road.
Right. Thanks so much, Vikas. I've had a really good afternoon, good Sunday spent, I would say, right here. Thanks a lot.
You need a little more practice. Come for our next session.
Thanks.